Do you ever struggle to make ends meet as an entrepreneur? You took a big risk to start your own business and to quit your job, and congratulations to you. Well done for having the courage to start your own business. But you quickly learn that you aren't paid as much in your previous job, and you realize that there's no consistent paycheck. Some months you get paid more than others, and there's almost no consistency. One thing that can really help is to make sure that your products and your services are priced the right way. Because if they're priced the right way, you have a big enough profit margin to make the risk of you doing your own business worth it. It's almost always better to increase your prices rather than have lower prices. And in this video, you'll discover how you can raise your prices so your profit margin is big enough. Let's begin. When it comes to raising your prices, you need to start with worth. And there's two types of worth. The first type of worth is self-worth, and the second type of worth is other worth. Self-worth is the worth that you have for yourself, and other worth is the worth that you have for other people. If you really want to increase your prices and make more money, you need to start by raising your self-worth first. Have you ever met another business person that really has a high self-worth, and as a result they have higher prices, they make more money, and people buy it? Well, you need to do the same thing. You need to raise your self-worth, and the way to do so is truly believe in your products and your services and see the value that it provides to your clients. The more you can see the value that you offer in your mind, the more your clients can see it as well. Now, usually that comes with experience, and often experience comes over time. So usually you see the older a business person is, the more they charge and the richer they become, because they have years and years of experience under their belt, which help them to raise their self-worth. However, if you're a young person like myself, you don't want to be 50 years old to start to raise your prices. You want to start raising your prices now. So what you can do is make a long list of all the benefits of you specifically delivering the service and products and all the benefits it provides to your clients. For example, one of my higher end programs is called the Profit Accelerator, whereby I help solopreneurs to increase their income, increase their profits, so they have more time to spend with the ones that they love. Now initially, I priced my program quite low, and as a result I needed way more clients to make the same amount of money. To increase my self-worth and the prices of my program, I made a long list of all the benefits of the program for my potential clients and also for the clients I had in the past. They usually experienced less stress, they had more peace of mind, they had more free time, they had more passion about their program or their product, they made more money, they made more income, they went on more holidays, their clients were happier, their family was happier, and on and on and on. So as soon as my self-worth increased, I increased the price of the program. And still, I really believe it's still priced well and that my clients are getting 100 times more than they paid for. The second worth that you want to look at is also other worth. You need to have worth for other people, otherwise you're not gonna serve them. Have you ever seen a really confident person? They're really confident in themselves, they have a high worth on themselves, but they don't really care about other people. And this is what I experienced a lot in the past with certain coaches. You pay them a lot of money because they have a high self-worth, but they don't deliver the service because they don't really care about their clients. And this is not the way to do business, because as a result, I'm not going to buy another one of their programs, and I'm also not referring other clients to them. So you want to look both at self-worth and other worth, and that's the perfect combination to raise your prices. When it comes to higher prices, there's a little bit of a paradox going on that not many people tend to grasp. It's usually the lower the prices, the more work you have to do for the same amount of money. You'll get more complaints and more difficult customers. Whereas, and this is really a paradox, when the prices are higher, the customers are easier to deal with, the work is much less that you need to do. And I learned this when I was 18 years old. So when I was 18 years old, I moved from the Netherlands, if you haven't noticed my accent, to Sydney, Australia. And the first job that I got was in this cafe in Sydney. I got paid minimum wage, there was no tips, I had to work long hours, the owners were always whining and complaining, and they did something really dodgy as well. They had this free fruit salad that they will give away to their regular customers or to customers who spend a certain amount of money. If they didn't finish with their fruit salad, I would just throw it away, but the owners wanted to recycle it for the next person, and it was absolutely disgusting. And I was taught to throw away and not recycle the food, so I kept throwing it away on autopilot, and the owners got so angry I got fired on my second day. And I had to come back a month later to get paid, and it was such a headache. Now, a couple of months later, I was hired to work in a 5-star restaurant, and it was such a different experience. I could decide my own working schedule, I got paid tips, I got paid weekly. Now, the level of service that was expected of me was a little bit higher. I had to know the wines and with which dishes they could go with. I had to know the ingredients in the food and more about allergies. But all of that was really worth it. And the clients in this high-end restaurant, they were such a pleasure to deal with. They always asked me where I'm from, and we talked. And there was even this couple that invited me to their wedding. Not to be a waiter, but to just attend to their wedding. And it was such an honor, which would never ever have happened at that low-pay cafe. Fun fact, a couple of months later I walked past that cafe and it was closed by the Australian health authorities. I wonder why. Finally, when it comes to pricing, a lot of solopreneurs, they price themselves by looking at their competition. They look at the cheapest option available, the most expensive one, and they price themselves in the middle or more towards the cheaper side. Now, if you're not the cheapest option in the marketplace, there is no advantage whatsoever to price yourself as the second or the third cheapest. You might as well price yourself higher so you have fewer customers to serve for the same amount of money. What I learned is that the more I charge, the higher quality of clients I attract, the less complaints I get, the less stress I get, because now I have to serve fewer clients for the same amount of money, and I enjoy my work more. And also it helps your clients too, because the higher your pricing, the higher the perceived value of your products and services in your clients' eyes. Let's say in my program, the Profit Accelerator, if I charge $100 for a 6-month program, what do you perceive the value of that program is in my clients' minds? Not very much, right? And how can I teach people about money when I myself charge low prices? It doesn't make sense. In summary, raise your prices by increasing your self-worth, by increasing other worth, and adding more value to your clients' lives. They will thank you for it, and I hope that this really helps you. Make sure you subscribe and check out my other videos as well, and I'll see you in the next video.